Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tia, aka Teacup Simmer, and this is another speed build. And this speed build is actually a collab with the amazing ThomasTv. I will leave a link to his channel somewhere in the description box below, and I don't think we have cards anymore, so I might not be able to do it on the video, but you guys can look in the description box for information on his channel. So me and Thomas decided to do a collab. If you guys saw the wonderful weird panoramics that I was doing at the beginning, Thomas designed the outside of the house and basically the entire big setup of this house, which looks amazing. It's beautiful, and I had the pleasure of putting together the entire interior, and I just want to say, oh my gosh, Thomas, this thing is huge. This is amazing. It was so big, and I have no idea. This is probably one of the biggest projects that I had, aside from my For Immortal Siblings challenge, but I actually had a lot of fun building this house. It was more of a challenge because I haven't had to deal with doing I had to do some really interesting layouts to get everything to fit, and I kind of added in a bunch of random stuff that I didn't actually know was going to fit or look the way I wanted it to, but it turned out really nice, and I'm actually super proud of it. So yay, thank you, Thomas. But this collab was I was really excited about it because I thought me and Thomas usually have similar things that we do on our channels. We both really focus a lot on story-based gameplay, and he does amazing speed builds. If you guys see his speed builds, go check it out on his channel. So I thought it would be fun for us to do a collab together, and so this one kind of focuses on a traditional family home. So originally I was trying to use a lot of the dark wood and a lot of the stuff that came with our new vampire pack, but I ended up changing a lot of it up and making it more of a weird mishmash of some of the new toddler stuff, some of the glamour stuff, a lot of the stuff from City Living. I kind of just pulled from everywhere. I haven't decided on doing an actual base game house build yet, and this is not a base game house, guys, because there's so much stuff in it. And I think you can find this on the gallery under hashtag Teacup Simmer, and if you look for this one, you can also find it under Thomas's ID on Origin. His is ThomasTv1, mine is Teacup_Simmer1. You can find the renovated house and the empty house that I started with both on our channel, so if you guys want to look that up, go ahead. But like I said, this one was going to be more of a traditional family home. So this one is just working on the dining area. Each one kind of has a separate color, and I actually kind of used this. I got inspiration for this from my own house. Not my house. I don't have a house, unfortunately. I don't make enough monies for that. But I got inspiration from this for basically all the houses that my family lived in, because a lot of the time my family lives in our houses are pretty okay. We're not really hurting for anything, which I'm very grateful for and very lucky for that matter. But we usually have a interesting mix of a lot of different inspirations and styles in our houses, because if you guys have watched my 25 facts about me tag or anything like that, or any of my info creative sims, or whenever I talk about myself, my parents are military, and so we always get a lot of interesting knickknacks and things from lots of different places in the country. So you guys will even be able to see the living room. I think I get to it in a few minutes, that the living room is very much Asian / Eastern inspired, and that's usually what happens. We have a lot of rugs at my family's house, where we have a lot of rugs from Turkey, and I think my mom got a giant grandfather clock from Japan, and I wanted a cuckoo clock from Black Forest, or a Black Forest cuckoo clock from Germany. That's one of the ones I want. That is something that I really want in a house, just a Black Forest cuckoo clock. I have no idea why. I think it's just one of those dreams of mine. But I actually really liked this kitchen. I didn't know what I was doing with it originally, but that weird little alcove thing kind of reminded me of base housing. When we lived on base, there was this weird thing you'd be able to like see into the kitchen, but then sit there as well. But then we also had a dining area. It was really strange. And so for this one, I was just kind of like, that would be cool. So I kind of did something similar. And it looks actually almost exactly like our kitchen in the sense that it only fits like 2.5 people. My dad used to always joke about it because I have 2 younger sisters. So he's like, okay, only 2.5 people can fit in here. So you, and your little sister. And so it was always like me, my mom, and one of my sisters, and the other had to sit on the other side of the counter because there was absolutely no room. And all of the women in my family are pretty hippie, so there's too much butt to be walking around for too many people to be walking around in the kitchen at the same time. But each room it looks that I decided to put together was kind of like inspired by a different color, and like I said, it was inspired by a lot of the houses that we lived in. So this room is very much like dark red and like maroons, and that's normally the colors that my mom uses when she like decorates, which I actually really like it. It looks really pretty. Like I love that like dark red color. But I usually get really tired of it because it's usually what the colors that she has in all of our houses like all the time. So I tried to like kind of expand on that and use like a lot of the like stuff from City Living that kind of gave it more of like a well-traveled vibe in here, and that everybody just kind of brought all of their really cool things that they picked up on like travels and vacations, and then they put them in and they found some way to put them all together. And the front area was actually one of my favorites. I put it together in a way that if you guys can see in the corner, like right in the right hand corner, I made a weird little like closet that I really don't know if you guys will be able to see. I don't remember if I videotaped it, but I love the closet. I definitely took a picture of it, but the closet is like my baby. It was, and it didn't take that long at all, but it was one of those things where I was just like, oh, there should be a closet at the front, but I didn't want it to be like the get together like walk-in closet. So I decided to try and make like a small little alcove with like no lighting, but like covered by a curtain, and it worked out really nicely. In this area, it kind of made into like a study, which it's not, and I didn't know, I thought it would be more fitting because I know that a lot of the time like the computer in a family house is pretty much like open to everyone, so I thought it would work better if it was just sitting out here in the middle and for everyone kind of having easy access to it. And I did add a kids room, this room, I think it's this room. Like I said, this is such a big house, but I added a kids room because actually also inspired by my own family's houses, we always had like some form of a kids room. Like there was always like the general living area, and then there was always like a kids area where we'd have like all of our game systems and our TV and all of our games and all that stuff just like laying around. It would always look like a crazy mess, of course, but we always had like our own little space, so that if we didn't want to watch news with our parents, or if we didn't want to like sit around and like be like in the fancy area, we had like our own area where we can kind of like take your shoes off and kind of like chill. And so this is what I kind of made this area into. It was really like laid back and cute, and I liked the colors that I went with this one, and I got to use a lot of the stuff from the kids stuff game pack. So it was actually fun using a lot of that stuff. And I like the little panda. The panda's so cute. But I have, what can I talk about? Well, I recently changed my schedule for work. So instead of it being like 12 to 8:30 like it's been recently, which is why like my schedule has always been really weird, but now it's more regular this time. And I never thought about how amazing it is to be able to like see the world before 9 o'clock, like 9 o'clock p.m. Like I forgot what it looked like outside in the morning, like in the afternoon when it wasn't like pitch black outside, because I spend all of my time at work until about until about 9 o'clock, because I'd get off work at 8:30. Then I'd have to I end up driving people home on occasion, and then I would get home around 9 or 9:15, go into my room and record, and that was it. I didn't see anything of the world, and if I woke up in the morning, I'd wake up just enough time to be able to roll out of bed, put on something that didn't look hideous, and then get to work at 12, because I was always up until 2 or 4-ish trying to record stuff. So now I'm probably still going to be up till 2 or 4-ish, be honest. Really though, I'm the worst procrastinator ever. I was sitting around watching videos of people who live in Japan currently. What's their name? Martina and Simon. I don't know if you guys have heard of them. They're really big YouTubers apparently. I have never heard of them before. There are so many people on YouTube that I've never heard of before in my life. People who have millions of followers, millions of subscribers, and they just exist. And apparently there's these YouTubers named Simon and Martina. I'm pretty sure those are their names, and they lived in Korea for 7 years, and now I think it's 7. They lived in Korea for 7 years, and then they moved to Japan and they just make vlogs and weird interest pieces, and they're super funny and adorable. And I've just been sitting around playing watching their videos because I have I don't have an abnormal obsession. I have a healthy obsession with Japan. I lived in Japan when I was about 8, between the ages of 4 and 8, and I was really young, so I didn't get to see a lot. We didn't really go that many places. It's not we went to Mount Fuji when I was 8 years old. That's not what we did. We lived in Okinawa, so it was just kind of oh, you get to hang around the island. I knew where places were, and we went off base occasionally, but that was about it. So we didn't really do anything. But I absolutely have always loved Japanese culture, and I didn't actually think about it until we moved back to the States, and I started meeting friends who were really into anime, and I was there's that weird thing that was the cartoons when we were in Japan, and everybody's oh my gosh, you lived in Japan. It was this big thing, and I was I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but okay. And it was always this really interesting to me, and I really wanted to go back, but I haven't actually thought about it in a really long time until I started watching their videos, and I was just I still want to go. I still really want to go to Japan. It's something that I really, really want to do and see and experience. And not just, I've never been a tourist person. I've never been touristy. I hate it. It bothers the heck out of me. I don't like people who just show up in areas and then just are I'm just going to be here for a week. Bye. It's just, no, it's not. No, that's not how you experience a place. I've never in my life been yeah, I've been here for 4 days. I've experienced everything I can of a country. That's not I've lived in the United States for a good 50% of my adult life, and I still haven't experienced the entire country, let alone trying to get to the US for a week and being let's experience everything. And even though a lot of other countries are smaller than us, than the USA, there are still so much stuff to experience, and all of the cultures even within a country are extremely different, especially because Japan is so I guess you'd call it not vertical. Yeah, vertical. It's so vertical, which means there's so much change in culture when you're going from from north to south when you're talking about the islands. So each island has different parts to it and different pieces that make it completely unique, and so it's really ridiculous for someone to be oh yeah, I'm just gonna go for a couple days and I'm gonna experience Japan. That's not what happens. You have to actually live there and for a significant amount of time, and then actually devote time to experiences, which is kind of what I want to do. I want to work for either a publishing company or something along those lines, and just kind of get into or at least try to get over there, which I know it's kind of difficult unless you want to like teach English, and I am not a good person to have teaching small children anything at all. Like, no, don't do it. Like like I've tutored before, but I can't handle whippersnappers. It's not my thing. They just, kids get on my nerves. Like, and I guess it's just all people get on my nerves. There are certain levels of stupid that I can't handle. So like, even though I work with like old people on a regular basis, like I can only handle so much old people. Like, there's so much stupid I can handle from old people, and they're old. They should know things, but apparently they don't. Apparently they sign up for something and they don't even know what it is, and they're just like, okay, why are you asking me for money? This is something you signed up for about a year ago, so you should have read what you signed. Like, that is those are the conversations I have on a continuous basis. People are like, I didn't sign up for this. Yes, you did. There's your signature on the dotted line. I don't know if you signed up for something and you didn't read it. I have no idea what to tell you. This is like the first thing that they teach us in like high school. Don't sign crap that you haven't read yet. So I'm not sure. Like, in that, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. There are lots of people who I talk to who like can't read or have bad eyesight or yada yada yada. That's fine. And sometimes people have like old, like, the sad part is when you get like kids who take advantage of their parents like being senile and like their insurance and all this other stuff. Because like, I think one time I got one lady who this one like burned me up. Don't even get me started. I was so grouchy. She called in and she was like, okay, well, my father or such and such needs someone to come help him at his house, and so someone needs to come take care of him, and so is his insurance gonna pay for it? And so we're just like, yeah, they'll pay for it as long as it's with a certified agency, yada yada yada. Like, you know, we can't just have some random schmuck off the street be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna like help this guy with his IV and then pay him. No one's gonna do that. That's ridiculous. But so we're just like, yeah, if it's the correct agency, yada yada yada. And then she's just like, well, can I do it? And I'm just like, yes, I mean, if you have the time and the patience and the money, if you want to spend taking care of your father. And there are lots of people who take care of their parents in their free time. So I'm just kind of like, I'm trying to figure out what she's talking about. And then she's just like, oh, well, will I get paid for it? And I'm just like, run that by me again. And she's just like, and the lady's like, well, do I have to be part of like an actual agency for them to pay me for taking care of my father? And I'm just like, it took me a second not to like yell over the phone at this chick. Like, I'm freaking out. I'm like, you're sincerely asking if we're going to pay you to take care of a family member who you're supposed to love and cherish? Like, yeah, no. Yes, if you're part of it, if she was already part of an agency and she wanted to take care of her dad and she requested through her agency that, hey, yeah, there's this specific person I want to be in charge of. Like, I don't know how agencies work. Maybe they let you do that. But like, to specifically ask your father's health insurance if, oh, will they pay me for taking care of him? No, walk away. Just get off my phone. Get off my phone. Why would you ask us that? I feel like that's just like, I feel like that's I don't understand. I don't, like I said, I can only handle so much stupid in one place. I can't do it, which is why it's very hard for me to handle old people and very hard for me to handle children. And sometimes it's hard for me to handle people who are even my own age. So maybe I shouldn't be handling people in general, but really, like, there are certain levels of things that I'm just like, I can't understand why people would act like that ever. But that is okay. And I haven't been talking about the build in a really long time. I hope you guys have been enjoying this. I don't really do story time. I usually ramble a lot when I do these voiceovers because most of the time I am super duper tired. Like this one I'm doing really late because Thomas is a taskmaster and wants this out at a certain time. Joking, totally joking. Thomas, I love you. This has absolutely nothing to do with you. Like I'm perfectly fine with putting it out whenever. No shade on Thomas, guys, I promise. It's just I was just kind of like making a jab, but yeah, I had fun putting this build together. I'm finally working on the master bathroom. It looks like everything's pretty much done. I spend only a little bit of time on this bathroom, and then I don't show you guys a lot of the backyard, even though I spent some time on it, but I didn't want you guys to have to watch me put it together. That and a lot of my footage has kind of been like gone because I'm reaching a point on my computer where like I don't have enough space and I need to start deleting stuff. I have to use my external hard drive a lot more, but I've been storing like finished videos there, so I'm trying to figure out what to do about the rest of my videos that you guys are going to end up having to see. So yeah, here's when I started messing with the backyard, and you guys will be able to see the final pictures and see what it looks like. I think it looked pretty. I'm very proud of this build. I feel like I should be proud of it. And I think we're getting closer to the end, and screenshots. Yeah. So Thomas is pretty outside. And then my pretty backyard. I have like a little greenhouse in the corner. It's so cute. And they have like a little tiny like grilling area. And here's the layout. And you guys get to see all of the fancy different colors that I added. And then the different colors for the master and the kids' bedrooms and the teenage bedroom. And here's the front. And where is that? My cupboard. Look at it. Look at my closet. Look at it. It's so cute. And there's a sim that I just randomly put in here. But if you guys enjoyed this video, I hope you guys let me know down in the comments below if you want me to do more collabs, if you want me and Thomas to do more collabs. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Definitely poke him for that. And definitely poke me down in the comments. If you guys want to download this house, like I said, you can download it on my origin ID, which is Teacup_simmer1, or under the hashtag Teacupsimmer, because that's what I put all of my stuff on. This one did get the modded. It's not a modded glitch because those little lights that I put over the kids' beds, I have like a really weird mod on them so that they make them a little bit smaller. So I resized them, so it does show up as modded. So make sure you have that modded thing checked when you look for this house. If you guys enjoyed this build, please leave a like and please subscribe if you really love me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Through the highways till my shadow turns to sun rays.